Let me tell you something funny. Two things, I give you examples, simple things. One of my misspelling was juice for last. Listen, one of them was egg.
No
I
way.
misspell these things and you laugh at it because it's like a joke.
You are now listening to the IELTS podcast.
So you're living in Perth? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Uh-huh.
live in Perth. Yeah, I was a student here. I have done my master in architecture. So for the immigration process, I need to get IELTS, so 7 each in order to be able to get my permanent residency. So
What was your score last time? The last time you did it?
last time was 6.5, 7.5 for my speaking,
Mm-hmm.
7 writing, 6 listening, 5.5 reading,
Wow,
which is a shame.
5.5. Right.
Yeah,
Okay then.
yeah, I got all sort of scores, like 6.5 for reading, 6.5 listening. So, I got like I have sat for the exam 5 times, so I got all sort of a score. But it was my first time to get like I received 7 for writing. So all my score used to be 6 for writing, and then suddenly jump to 7. So yeah, exactly. When I look at the title, for your book, jump from 6 to 7. I was like, yeah, that's it.
That's
That's what I
awesome.
wanted. Yeah. So, yeah, I listened to your instruction. Like, yeah, I was confused at the first place. Then, how to organize my essay. I have read lots of things through, different websites. So then, I realized that, I have to focus on something which is more useful. So I found your instruction more useful than other tutors or other website that I searched through.
Mhm.
So that's why I follow that and then suddenly jump from 6 to 7.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, man. And that's good. Now, I'm really happy actually because you were a perfect student. You did every
Thank you.
single task that was sent to you, and you did it fast. And you was like, usually you got the emails back to me within 24 hours, which is what I like, and then straight on to the next one. And so, what was the biggest challenge you had with the writing before you actually looked at the sentence guide before we started working together?
I was confused. I wasn't exactly sure how to organize my essay because different tutors and different guidelines might say different things. So I was confused how to structure that, right? 4 paragraph, 5 paragraph, where to write my opinion, how to start my opinion, and so I was confused. When I read this sentence guide, I realized that yeah, that's it. It's more specific. It's what I was looking for. For example, when it says you need to structure your essay, then after that it gives you an example and says, okay, you need to write your introduction in this way, you need to support in that way, your example should be like this is poor example, this is good example, this is a great example. So when I
Mm.
went through it, I realized that yeah, this is specifically needed for a student because most of the websites and lots of the books talks generally about how to write an essay, but they don't specifically talk about how to organize it paragraph by paragraph and how to support your arguments, how to write your topic sentence. You know.
Exactly, exactly. I noticed the same thing because before, when I was just a normal teacher and I had to do the first IELTS class, I went online and I did exactly what all the other students did. And I was like, okay, how do we write this IELTS task 2 essay? And exactly like you said, they said, use a structure your writing, use these words, however, nevertheless, and give an
Exactly.
example and stuff like that. But the thing is, right, if there's 250 words, then just through experience, I realized that, okay, that's maybe about 13, 14, 15 sentences roughly. So each one of these sentences has a specific task. And if you break it down like that, and then if you have an instruction for each sentence, then it just makes it 10 times easier, you know? And then there's
Yeah,
the,
exactly.
yeah, and that's for the IELTS side of it. And then for the language side of it, I mean, buying a book is okay and they can give you they can give you advice and stuff, but still, it's good to have someone looking over your work and correcting it. Could you tell us just how that helped you, having somebody looking at the language side of it?
At the first place, when I was writing, I didn't know what my problem is because I kept writing different topics. And then after that, I realized that there is something wrong. Why I can't improve? Then I realized that I should get somebody check my essay. Then after you helped me and you had my essay checked, I realized that what my problem are, and
Hmm.
then and I follow your instruction, and I try to fix that. So that's the main thing. Helped me to improve my writing, and and one more thing was, previously I used to write mainly 5 paragraph essay, but before I talking to you, I had never realized, what the point is, because when you write 4 paragraph essay, you can get a better mark for task respond, because you are able to support your argument better. As you are
Exactly.
able to support your argument better, it means that you get better mark for task response. So then, yeah, so I
Hmm.
realized that.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, 5 paragraph. This is like exactly what you were saying before. Like lots of different websites and lots of different tutors all have a different version of like what to teach and stuff. And the problem is, I think that unless you go deep into one method, learning a little bit from it, from all the different sources is going to be very time consuming, and you're going to have to check out, evaluate, and all the rest of it. But one thing that I learned with the 5 paragraph model is that it means that each paragraph is going to be about 2 or 3 sentences, so you cannot really fully develop your argument, you know? Whereas if we do the 4 paragraph one, like we were doing in the sentence guide, it's just you've got maybe 2 points and you just hammer home each point very clearly and coherently, and it, yeah, makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely. And another point, I realized that when I was working with you, um, I never bothered to check my essay after I finished that. So then after, yeah, so I mean, like, I when I finished writing, I was like, okay, that's it. And then my essay is okay. Then when you emphasis on that, oh, it is very important. For example, you said that spelling is very important, article are very important, plural and singular are very important. So I try to focus on those things. So all these instruction together help me to raise
It,
up my mark.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. There's so many things like that, which I try to put all of them in that I know, but just off the top of my head, doing the essay check after you finish writing is one of the easiest ways to pick up the points when you finish your exam. Just go back through it from the last sentence right through to the first. Go through looking for those simple mistakes that you've made in previous essays. Yeah, that's right. Now, Jolan, tell me, what are the next topics that you've got some challenges with? Did you say it was the reading?
Yes, your reading is most challenging for me because sometimes you need to focus on different topics, and
Mm.
sometimes it's confusing. And if another things, it's like a challenge for me. It's a stress management and time management during the exam. So when if I miss one question, I get stressed and I cannot focus, or like I get distracted. So I think it's another problem that I face with. I don't think it's about the English knowledge.
Mm.
It's more about how to learn the technique and how to tackle that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And no, that's absolutely right. I was talking to one student and they said that they researched different techniques, like one, reading through the text as fast as possible, and then looking at the questions. Another technique was to look at the questions, then read the text. And then another technique was just to read like the first sentence of each paragraph in the reading text and then look at
Yeah.
the questions. And the point that this a very bright student I had made, he said that what he would do would be first do lots of practice tests and isolate the area where he was falling down. Maybe it was multiple choice, or
Yes.
maybe it was true or false, or something like that, and isolate that area. And first identify it, then isolate it, and then try different techniques, and then measure which one got him the best result, you know? And
Yes.
this is very time consuming, but it helps you determine which is the best technique for you personally, you know? And then,
100% agree.
yeah, yeah, because it's true. This isn't, when we're talking about reading 3,000, 4,000 words in 40 of in an hour, this isn't a natural thing, and it's not really testing your ability, it's your English ability. Like you said, it's an exam skill, and to
Yeah.
get these exam skills, you've got to try different techniques and find out which one is the best one for you. So,
Exactly.
and what,
And it's like a formula. It's like a formula. When you go for mathematics exam or physics, you need to learn the formula. Then after that,
mhm,
you need to put that formula, use that formula,
yeah.
and make the equation solve.
Ex- exactly, exactly. And tell me, how did you practice for the other areas, for the listening and for the speaking?
My speaking, I have been living in Australia for 4 years,
Mm.
and I have studied my master. So, like, as being living in a speaking native speaking country, so it
Nice.
helped me to improve my English and improve my. It's like naturally without any effort.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me to improve my speaking skill. And about the listening, it's the same. My main thing, either in writing or listening, is spelling. Easily in listening exam, I miss 6, 7 question just because of the spelling. I understand that, write it down, and then I because of misspelling, I lose the mark.
Ah,
It's
no,
as
that's.
easy as that. In last exam, I missed 7 just because of the spelling.
Oh my
It
word.
means that I got 6. Easily, I could score 7. And it's because of because in during my master, I was all the time writing my essay and everything in Microsoft Word. So that's
Yeah.
why Microsoft Word fixes everything for you. So that's why it happened to me. Whenever I let me tell you something funny. One of the things, two things, I give you examples, simple things. One of my misspelling was juice for last. Listen, one of them was egg.
No
I
way.
misspell these two things, and you laugh at it because it's like a joke. I mean, like, how could you do that? I mean, so it's not about the English knowledge. It's more about I have to sit for 1 month, 2 months, just practice my spelling. That's it. Maybe next time I go for writing, I get 7.5, 8, because I got lots of spelling mistakes.
So how are you going to improve your spelling then? Are you just going to use, yeah, I guess you could just use Microsoft Word, no? And just start writing.
No,
It just
it's
starts
gonna make it. It's
right.
gonna make it worse. So I think I need to go through the books. One of the teachers suggested I to read Reader Digest. It's like a magazine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she said that like it's very useful if I do that,
Yeah.
and to read it for like 1 hour a day, so it might be useful. And also, when I don't know how the spelling of any word is like, so I just go through it and learn it. Write each word 10 times.
Yeah. Well, I'll send you a PDF that I have, which is just full
Okay.
of spelling rules. Yeah, which would definitely help
Okay.
you because it's like going back to what you said before about the formula, you know. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
English is a bit of a disaster regarding set rules and breaking rules, but there's like the 80% of the time the rules can be followed and you can get good spelling just by knowing the rules. So I'll send you that.
Yeah.
That's one good way to
Thank you.
improve. You're welcome. And the
Great.
second way is when you do, hopefully, that's another thing, continue writing your essays, yeah?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lose that skill. And you might think, oh, it's easy, I've got the 7 now. But if you don't, I would recommend you write at least one essay a week just to maintain
Yeah.
it, you know, just
Yeah.
to keep the skill going, and turn off the essay check and then switch it back on again. And then copy paste
Yeah.
all those words that you spelt wrong, and maybe even just keep them in a diary and keep that diary with you, you know, or keep them in Evernote on your phone and just make a note of them,
Yeah.
send them to the
Yeah.
app afterwards, and then just do. And another thing, also just do spell tests, like at school. You know, when
Okay.
we was a kid, just write out 10 words,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to learn these today. You know, I'm going to write them out 100 times each one. Job's done. You
Yeah.
know.
Definitely would help.
hmm Okay. Well, Jolan, that was awesome. Thanks very much. And thanks for telling me about your results, about jumping from the 6 to a 7 using the sentence guide. I was really happy when you sent me that email. It was awesome. It made my day. So,
Not a problem. It's a reality. So you have done a lot, and it's really valuable what you have done, because it's definitely, I can say, it's the only website and sentence guide I found the most useful. Because it's very straight to the point, and it's really what students are looking for.
yeah.
To jump from band 6 to 7.
Exactly. Thank you, Jolan.
No problem at all.
Yeah, you should be working with me here in Spain.
I would love to. Maybe in future I come, Madrid, meet you sometime
Yeah. We'll
after
set
I
up.
get my PR.
Yeah,
Yeah, after I finish with English and IELTS, I get time to travel.
yeah. You could come here and learn Spanish. We'll set up an IELTS academy because you'll have learned everything doing it.
Exactly. That is awesome.
Okay, right then, Jola. Well, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you so much. Nice chatting with you.
Remember to leave your email for updates.